Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. And peace, love, salutations to those who do this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathan Yala from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And in this lesson, we're going over the widows of Esau, okay? They're exposing him and they're not weeping. They're making fun of him. And these are pristine Edomite women, you know, that are career oriented, you know, probably, you know, a couple years back in their prime, you know, these Edomite women would have had a lot of attention, okay? But they're saying some awful things about the Edomite men that are in office right now. And these are tech giants, and these are billionaires. Okay, so this is Job 27 and 14, and it says, "If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring should not be satisfied by bread. Those that remain of him should be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep." Okay. You see that this man isn't satisfied with the money. The money and the control, none of that stuff is enough for him. He always wants more and more and more. Insatiable, right? But I was watching this video this morning, and I was listening to, you know, some of these high-level white women, and they're just talking shit about, you know, DJ Trump and his cabinet and the people that represent him. So it's showing you that these curses are falling upon Esau, and we're truly at the end of his world when his women, and they're saying old white men. This is what they're saying in the video, but we're going to play it so you can see that, yeah, the Lord is turning this devil, his women, against him.
And to the White House is engaging in a massive cover-up. Donald Trump is clearly half dead, has had some sort of medical emergency. He wasn't seen in public for a week. And then it looks like over the last couple of days, they wheeled him in to the Resolute desk. He puts on a show and tell presentation, delusions of grandeur, pathological lying, gay stuff again. Take a look at this video of the President of the United States who for 4 years, Sleepy Joe Biden, still says it to this day, while he himself is catching REM. Pop this up.
Of a job, economy, a community, a family. And
what are we doing?
Too long.
Okay, leave that up for a second. Look at all these crusty white MFers standing behind him, just allowing. These are all of these Republicans that tell you about decorum. They tell you about national security. They tell you about the United States being a superpower, while they have this flea bag propped up there, literally sleeping while they're all conducting business. Imagine if Pumps was asleep right now, and I just continued. She's just, you know, and nobody said anything about it. She's allegedly on Elon Musk's free speech website. Pumps, they say he's in there farting as well, which is pretty easy to believe. But do you not think this is just a massive medical cover-up, Pumps?
I absolutely do, because here's the thing. It's gaslighting, too. It's obvious he has a problem. He's not been seen in public for 7 days. They roll him out. This is the best they got after 7 days. There is something wrong. And they're sending, like, they're talking about Propecia because they're trying to detract from the fact that this man is not well. I don't even have to be a doctor to know something is horribly wrong. And, again, in my head, the first thing I think is he has the nuclear codes. He started a war in Iran. He is murdering people in the open waters of international waters. It's so stunning to me that this is just a blip on the radar.
And you were just a laundry list of things, and there's so much that he's doing that we haven't even gotten to the corruption, the shakedowns of everybody, and how much the Trump crime family has enriched themselves, and his own daughter and son-in-law are basically Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine 2.0 with their new island. And so it's a stunning news cycle. But all of those white Republicans behind him that talk about being patriots and they talk about loving America, and they sit there, and not only is it elder abuse, which, listen, out of all the elders I've ever seen in my life, that motherfucker deserves the abuse that he gets. So I'm not advocating that they not abuse him, but it is elder abuse. I mean, he's just sitting there completely asleep because he doesn't give a shit. And let's remember that Marco Rubio, just a few days ago, was in congressional hearings on Capitol Hill, and he said, perjured himself, little Marco, that he had never seen Trump asleep, that Trump is up roaming the halls. The White House is engaging in a mass.
All right, so you see, hey man, these white women are roasting these men. I mean, she done called him the MFer. She called him a flea bag. She been farting, laughing at. I mean, it's laughing at him, making a mockery of this guy. And these women right here, I mean, for all intents and purposes, these would be the quintessential white women that these Edomite men will go after. These high level white women, well educated, knows about politics, and you can tell back in their day they may have been fairly attractive, but it just goes to show you, and there's more videos out there about these women. So you got Deuteronomy 30:7 happening in right before your eyes. The curses are coming upon him, and one of the curses was that the wife of your bosom, her eye will be evil against you. All right. And this is happening in real time. The eye of the so-called white woman is becoming evil toward the so-called white man. All right. And in addition to that, you see the representative face. This is two presidencies now. The projected strength and power of the United States is represented through a feeble old man. So what does that tell you about the nature and condition of this country? Okay? And you have these people out here who still are trying to become wealthy. I mean, and am I telling you not to go out and make some money? No, I'm not. But what I'm telling you is not to base your long-term success on the idea that America is about to continue on in the same fashion it was. It is not. Okay? Your mindset should be focused on the Lord. Making sure that you take time to spend time with the Lord, doing what you're supposed to do, because this place is about to fall. All right? So I'm going to go to Isaiah 30. Isaiah 30:1, it says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and a covering, and that cover." So like in that cover, I'm trying to, I'm doing it in transit, So I'll read that again. It says, "Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and a covering, and with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt." Okay, and that's America, the shadow of Egypt, and like Donald Trump be likened unto Pharaoh. Okay? It says, "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame." Does that man look very strong? Does that man look like, these are the people that you Latinos and a lot of y'all blacks voted for. Y'all voted to put this man in office. But this is the one that y'all chose to represent you. And his women don't even want him no more. His women out here roasting him. You know? And from what it said, so-called white women are starting to dig Jake more and more. You know, they're literally trying to figure out how can they get one more Jakes. All right? They're seeing that, you know, is something called famicide, where the so-called white man hauls off and kills his entire family. That's a so-called white man that does that. Okay? The so-called white man is greedy, destructive, you know, does all type of sick shit. And it done got to a point to where even his woman is looking at this shit like, wait a minute, it's way too much. You know, back in the day, his woman was with it. But now his woman is looking at him like, man, you know, not all of them, but a big portion of them are looking at him like, man, what you're doing is too much. Okay? But y'all Jakes out there who are strengthening yourselves in the system still trying to make money, you know, and, you know, like my main man, Pegalicious, Pegatron, you know, and my man Genesis, from Genesis. Well, I think it's Deacon Hakah, whatever. I'm not 100% certain on the name. You know, I don't remember names. But, you know, the whole thing that's going on right now. These men, their whole thing is to try to make money to live a better life in an oppressive world. That's what the scriptures say. Which, you know what, we're going to read it a little bit down in Isaiah. But that's why, you know, you look to this oppressive place and you align yourself with the oppression for the benefit that this place has to offer. That's what you Jakes do. And look at this man. Let's go back to that real quick. Just look at the little thumbnail.
Cover up.
You see? Look at him. My man is asleep. Okay? He's asleep. He got a black eye. He has some type of illness, man. You know, and that's what these people think. They think that they're not going to get their comeuppance, man. The Heavenly Father is a terrible power. You know, He'll plague you inside of the body that you're living in, which is that's in a lot of cases that's a fate worse than death. And these people right here, they just not gonna let this man die in peace. The people standing behind him, they gonna keep his ass alive because they need his face. They need him to be the fall guy for everything that's happening. Okay? So let's go back to the scriptures. And it says, therefore shall the strength, verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. You know? And you people are confused. Okay? Trying to make it in the place of your captivity and the place of your oppression is shameful. You should be rooting for this place to fall. You should be rooting for this place to go down. You know? This is a very wicked place. Look at what they've done to us. They still got you calling yourself black, arguing with people. Well, not arguing, but, you know, I'm just laying the facts out. You know, and people don't care about the facts. Then they want to talk about why you got to say it like that? Why you can't? Bro, we're not here to sugarcoat shit, man. Just because you dumb as hell, right? And you don't want to understand that the term black was created in 1681 in the state of Virginia. And you still want to be called that. And when you put black in front of something, it makes the preceding word evil, right? You still want to be that. You want to stay on the name that they labeled you instead of coming back to your heritage, which is being an Israelite. So yes, the shame is shameful. Okay, and the shadow of Egypt, your confusion. When this place falls and this place breaks, you know, and it finally go down, because it's gonna go down, right? You're not gonna know what to do. All right, you're gonna be in you're gonna be in a state of confusion. All right, So let's scroll down to verse, I believe it's verse 16. No, that's not 16. All right, that's verse 11. Verse 12. It says, verse 12, Slacky. It says, 30 and 12, it says, "Wherefore, saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word, and trust in oppression, and in perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be in you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out of a high wall, whose breaketh cometh suddenly at an instant." Okay? So this place is going to collapse. And we already see that his women is turning against him, because for the most part, most of these people already know. They can sense it, what's coming. Okay? And none of y'all ain't gonna do shit, because y'all so-called white people are cowards unless you a Jake. If you a so-called white man, you know, you love your democracy so much, right? You don't even want to use your Second Amendment to redress an oppressive government, because y'all, most of y'all Americans are cowards. But then when it comes down to Jake, y'all running the street real quick for Jake, to take Jake out, you know. But when it comes to y'all don't want to. But I mean, that's eventually what's going to happen anyway. There's going to be a civil war, you know. So for you, you know, you Jakes out there that still to this day trying to make it up in America, hey, his women don't even want his ass, man. Esau's women, Salakia, is talking big boy shit about him. Okay, excuse me. You know? So I'm let me see. I think it was one more precept that I had in mind. Hold on for 1 second. And now this is I'm gonna go to Daniel 8. This is Daniel 8 and 25, and it says, "And through his policies also, he shall also, and through his policies he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace he shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, and shall be broken without hands." And this is talking about Antiochus Epiphanes, but it can be applied to Nero 47 to this day, because this man is being broken without hands. The Lord is breaking my man's body down, right? Breaking his system down, while he's creating all of these different policies to funnel wealth up into, you know, the rich bureaucrats which some of them were standing behind him. Okay? So this man is not going to get away with any of the things that he does. You can't, no matter how much your creative inventions are, you're not going to have enough time on this earth to fulfill it. It don't matter if you pass it down from children to children. The Lord's going to make it to where you cannot complete your enterprise, okay? But it's really nice and refreshing to see how the Lord is turning these curses around and putting them on your ass, and causing your women to not weep. It's causing your women to call you out. All right? And at the same time, you're being broken. People are seeing through the facade, and Egypt is falling. All right? So pretty much that was it. I'm going to end it off by giving all praises, going honor to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakal Kadash. Until the next time, I say Shalom.